Alright, there's nobody online here yet, but I believe I have figured out how to stream landscape on my phone. So, whenever someone goes back and watches this later, they might just be able to see what I'm trying to accomplish. But right now, there's nobody watching, at least according to what YouTube is telling me anyway. I'm going to try and prop the phone up a little better. Can't even really see the railroad tracks from here because we're being blocked by the corn that some farmer has not yet harvested from his field. We're back here live. Sorry about that. There was someone tried to call me and I had to ignore the call. But anyway, we're on the UP Clinton sub. I'm driving down US 30 on my way back to install at Fort Byron. And just driving along here looking to see if we've got any trains to roll by. So of course, when I started out, I saw a couple of them further east and I couldn't figure out how to make the phone thing work correctly. And now we're almost to Stanwood. The you can see them over there in the distance are actually for the double-headed signals. Sorry, those are for the Stanwood crossovers. And we're going to be coming into the town of Stanwood here in a moment, but not seeing anything so far. So we are just making the way home, making my way west back toward Cedar Rapids. There's a DOT truck that just went by the opposite direction, but he wasn't in any way interested in me apparently. We'll knock it down here for this 40 mph coming into the fine town of Stanwood. And I think that we have the landscape figured out. You can kind of see I'm actually driving into a storm. It's raining. Well, I drove through a little bit of rain earlier, but it's raining quite a bit, and the temperature is going to drop significantly after this cold front goes through. It was actually beautiful. It was about 70 degrees out earlier when I was installing at Fort Byron, and I think it's down into the 60s now as this cold front is getting closer. And then it's supposed to rain all night and get down into the 30s and then not really rebound at all. So I don't have any idea if we're going to actually see any trains between here and we'll follow this along to the Cook crossovers before the tracks split away permanently. But basically, we're just cruising along here, looking to see if there's any train traffic out along the Clinton sub. And I am between Stanwood and Mechanicsville right now. Probably about 5 miles still from Mechanicsville. The tracks are on the other side of this hill that we're looking at, so it's a little bit tough to see what's coming or going. But we'll get a peek at it over the top of this next hill and see if there's anything back there, but it doesn't look like it. The sky is becoming very dark off to the west because of this cold front that's coming through, gonna create some rain and maybe even some severe weather, thunderstorms here tonight in eastern Iowa. But I think we generally have the concept of the live streaming figured out. So that makes me feel a little better anyway. And my phone actually just flashed that there's lightning has been detected 25 miles from my current location. So that's interesting. I don't think that there's severe weather expected along the lines of, say, tornadoes or even hail or anything like that. But definitely more rain is predicted here in the not too distant future. We might even see some more rain before I get all the way back down to Cedar Rapids. But yeah, thanks to the 4 or 5 people here that are tuned in. The UP Clinton sub is on the other side of this hill that we're going into. So we can't exactly see, but if there were cars there, we'd be able to see them just over the tops of the hill. So I'm pretty sure there's nothing over there. We tried rolling a train by at Clarence earlier, but wasn't able to really make much of it because I didn't have the landscape thing figured out yet. But now we seem to be in business. So with this curve in the road coming up, we are actually coming right back up to the Clinton sub double main and just following the traffic here, doing about 58 mile an hour on the way back west toward Marion. And I don't know, this is going to be our best chance to see something if we're going to get another train. I can't tell by that signal mast if either of them are lit up. We're going to find out here pretty quick as we go around this curve. We're going to come up to a set of signals, intermediates that are east of Mechanicsville, and it looks like they may both be dark. Yeah, both signals are dark, so nothing approaching block anyway. But we're still gonna keep on going here, if nothing else. Pretty interesting cloud formations that we're driving along with. We get some fairly low-hanging clouds. Maybe not quite threatening, but certainly lower than what you would expect. You can basically see actually the frontal boundary as we're driving toward it. We're gonna pass right underneath of it here, right about the time we go through, or just past Mechanicsville maybe. For those of you that are in the area sometime, the Mechanicsville defect detector is actually right over here as well. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it with this bus blocking the way. But right there, that shack that's along the right-of-way, that is next to the Mechanicsville defect detector. And we come up to another set of intermediates, and it appears that they are both dark as well. So as we continue to drive west, we are just getting closer and closer to this frontal boundary. I expect any moment here we'll probably feel a little bit of a pressure shift and the wind's picking up a bit. And it's actually starting to rain. I don't know if you can pick that up from the camera phone or not, but it's just starting to rain off here in the distance a little bit. And yes, there's our pressure shift starting to the wind is picking up and pushing the van to look around a little bit as well, as we are in fact passing underneath the frontal boundary right now. And you can see there's kind of these wispy, low flying cloud formations up above me as well. I have to turn on the windshield wipers here in a little bit. It's starting to rain a little more persistently. Next set of intermediates that we're coming up to, and it looks like that oh, we got 8 people logged in live. Look at that. Well, unfortunately, there were 3 trains, and I managed to screw it up and miss all of them, so we're just looking at a storm front now. Went by another set of intermediates that were dark, so nothing too terribly interesting there. But I am fully underneath the storm front now, and it is raining quite a bit more persistently. So, as we continue west here, this is the UP Clinton sub here over on the side, but you can see where, of course, now that I've got this working correctly, there are no trains to be found. I saw 3 trains earlier. I saw one at Grand Mountain, which was a eastbound stacker, and then 2 eastbound manifests. I saw one at about Loudon and the other one at Clarence. So the tracks are splitting off from the road here. We're not going to be able to see very much. We're coming up to the Cook crossovers, but the intermediates were all dark, so I don't think there's anything else coming. So I am going to go ahead and, if I don't see anything down here, then the gates aren't coming down. It doesn't look like there's anything particularly close by. So we're probably just going to you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the signal mast for the Cook crossovers, and then the Charles Avenue crossing is back there as well, that we're just going by. But all right, we're going to turn off the stream, but I think I got this figured out, so I'm pretty happy with it. So, all right, thanks for tuning in, guys.